What's up, everybody? Welcome to the newest edition of the Bronx Muchachos Podcast. I'm your host, Mark, and tonight we got the family with us. We got Dave.
What's going on, everybody? Happy Thursday.
We got Danny.
What's good, everybody?
We got Alex.
Hello, everybody, and not just Thursday, but whatever day you're listening to us.
And of course, we got our brother from another mother, friend of the pod, friend of the family here, Mr. Paul Woodin from Prospects 1500.
Hey, good evening, guys.
Woo! Welcome back, Paul.
Thank you. Good to be back.
Absolutely. So, everyone, please remember to subscribe, rate, review on Apple Podcasts, and listen to us on any platform where you get podcasts. Subscribe. Also, we'd like to thank our sponsor, Lids, for this segment coming up. Please check our link tree so you can get their code to order anything online. It changes daily, so please keep checking there so you can see what the good deals are that they got going on. So, fellas, Dave especially, how was the week? How was your week?
Well, week was great. My 2 days off didn't really start that great. So I picked up Uber driving back last December for some extra cash during the holidays, and Florida's a gold mine for it. I make here what I used to make in Rhode Island in a full weekend. I can make it in 7 hours. So I had a pickup in downtown St. Augustine. It was $39. I said, screw it, I'll take it, and then punch out for the night and go home. Oh, I end up in Daytona Beach dropping this person off. I pick up another ride going back home, and I get 2 miles to the drop-off point, and this guy decides to baptize my back seat with whatever he ate for dinner because he was so intoxicated. So, dude, here I am at 3:30 in the morning, spraying my car off in the driveway, probably waking up half my neighborhood, which I apologize for if I woke anybody up. But the reason why I mention this is I just want to give a huge shout out to my boy Francisco Carlos, my next door neighbor, from TCW Detailing. He took care of the car, got it all looking fresh, brand new, like right off the showroom floor. So anybody that lives in the Trailmark development, anybody that lives in the neighborhood or in the Jacksonville, St. Augustine area, definitely hit up Facebook, TCW Detailing, talk to Francisco, get your appointment booked. He got my car looking right off the showroom floor, clean. It looked brand new, smells brand new, and back on the road and doing my thing. So that's how my 2 days off have been going.
What about you, Danny? You got anything exciting like that going on?
No, not at all. I'm a single dad. I watch Thor, and I watch a lot of movies. Well, go watch Thor: Love and Thunder. It was awesome. If you guys are Marvel and DC guys and all that, yeah. That was the most exciting thing I did. So, that was fun.
Alex, what about you, brother?
It was totally unexciting. We have all in this household finally become victims to the COVID situation. That's about it. Like that sucker hit us like a truck at the beginning, and now we're in quarantine until Sunday. It's like, yay, but okay, it is what it is. More baseball. Woohoo!
Yeah,
There you go.
it's worse places to be, I guess.
I mean, for real. Like, at least
You'd be in the hospital.
This isn't the beginning of the time frame of the COVID. Like, this isn't 2 years ago where, like, okay, we would be probably in the hospital right now. It's like, we're 2 years later. It's the flu, I feel now.
Right. Paul, anything going on for you? I know you got some fun things coming up.
Not much. Just planning the family vacation, going to Virginia Beach and all that area for a little bit. So,
Paul, that's
Busch
20
Gardens
minutes
and
from
all
me.
that stuff. So that'll be
I'm a
fun.
20
Everybody's
minute-
looking forward.
I'm a 20-minute drive from Virginia Beach, Paul.
Are you? We're heading to Williamsburg, Busch Gardens, all that stuff.
I
Let me
sense a
know. Hit me up.
romance coming.
All right, I
Look me
will.
up. What's
All right.
about Aaron
Date.
doing all day?
I mean, we can hit up a minor league game or something while I'm down there.
Let's do it.
All right, I'll let you know.
I
There
bet.
you go.
Aw, look at you two. Bro date.
Hey, why don't you come
Exactly.
back to
And the connection's been made.
And
Bro,
then we
I
get
would
to play
come
the
back.
music reunited while they get together.
Well, I
Right.
We
would
just
come
got
back
to
to
argue
Rhode
about
Island.
Aaron Boone for a couple hours.
I would come
Right,
back to Rhode
exactly.
Island. I would come back to Rhode Island on vacation, but the fly home round trip's like $1,100 for the three of us. So
Dave, you gotta drive. Come on, man. What is
dude,
this?
No, man. I did
Why?
that drive once. That was it. I'm good. Anyway, back to baseball. Let's go.
Or you could do this way: you drive up and then you fly back
Fly
down.
back down.
All right.
Yeah, you
That's
take a
good.
rental car up. Yeah, take the rental car up and then
Exactly.
drive back down.
Yeah,
That's-
that's true.
I've done.
Sure.
I've
Get the
done that
walkaway
one from.
insurance.
I did that from here to New York, and then took JFK right back down.
Yeah, man.
You bring up a valid point. I might have to look into
And just get the walkaway insurance. You're good to go.
that. Yeah, that's it. Done. Leave
I've
the keys
done
in the
that.
passenger seat.
I've done that like Florida to New York drive like at least 3 or 4 times, and that was within like a 2-week period because of Maria or Irma, one of the hurricanes. I was like, "Yo, I'm out of here. I'm a New Yorker, bro. I don't deal with these hurricane stuff." So I left, and yeah, it wasn't too bad. Dude. We can handle it.
Yeah. Anyway,
Dave doesn't even have the state of Florida to go through. He's right there at the border. He's in Georgia.
2 hours away from the
Exactly.
Georgia border. 2
Oh
hours
my
from the
god,
Georgia
that's
border.
even better, bro.
It's like
Nah,
doesn't
man.
have to go through the state. Like, come on. If I was in Georgia, I'd be like, yeah, I could do that drive to New York. It's no problem.
Easy day. It's like 16 hours. Dave,
Yeah.
you gotta reconsider some things here, man.
Yeah, maybe. Oh well. Moving on.
We'll let them ponder all this stuff after we do some things here, which is
Right.
first off,
Tell
we're
some
gonna
business.
After he's pondering it right now.
we'll let him have some cocktails later, and he'll start really thinking about it.
I'm gonna drive
possibility.
now.
No.
No,
Wait
that'll
a
be
minute,
tomorrow.
No.
Listen, I got an Uber to go to New York.
hey,
Let's go.
Mark, by the way, Marie and the rest of the family are watching downstairs on YouTube, and my mother-in-law says that you're pretty cute. So
There we go.
Oh!
Hey, tell her I am definitely not single.
And that's the last time Jen allows Mark the podcast. All right, moving on.
All right. Can we talk about Happy Tyler Wade Day?
Oh,
Yes, happy
Sure,
Tyler Wade.
why not?
Hey, no, seriously. I'm kind of excited about this one.
What? Because he's going to recruit Judge to stay with the Yankees?
No, not that. He reminds me of the Terrence Gore, Dave Robertson, Quentin Berry, Rico Noel kind of thing. Give me a pinch runner all day.
That's what
He's
Timo
gonna get
Castro's
back-
for.
Yeah, I was just about to say, is that what Castro is supposed to be? In case anyone has been living under a rock for the last 8 hours.
But that's an
Tyler
outfielder. I got an
Wa-
infielder and outfielder. That's what I'm
Tyler
looking at.
Wade got dealt from the LA Angels back to the New York Yankees earlier today. So in case anyone's been living under a rock for the last 6 hours, you know what's up. So
Tyler Wade makes me more excited than the Castro. That's all. A little bit infield help. Never hurts. He could play infield and outfield. Never hurts.
No, and still bat what 175
Yeah.
with a little bit
It
of
does
pop.
not. It doesn't move the needle for me.
Not
I
too
think
bad.
a little bit of pop is being generous.
I just want him to pitch run. That's all. Just the Quentin Berry, Dave Roberts, Terrence Gore type guy. That's all I'm looking for.
So my theory about this is they went and got Wade as a throw-in for a trade for Castillo or somebody else. That's why I think they went and got him. I don't
He
know.
doesn't have options though. He would be more
So?
attractive if he had options.
Well, why
Trade with some-
don't we put a pin in the trade for Luis Castillo for a minute? Why don't we?
Yeah,
why
we'll
don't we
talk
swing?
about that later.
Yeah, why don't we go back and why don't we talk about Paul's list of the top 50 midseason Yankee prospects that we got going on here?
Congrats,
That
buddy.
question-
Thanks, fellas. I might not have answers. We'll see. Go ahead. What you got?
Go for it, Danny. You got the first one up.
Well, your tier one, I would like to argue that is more than just Anthony Volpe.
All right. So here's the situation, and I'm gonna try to be politically correct here.
Okay.
I had 4 guys in tier 1, and I was told to rip 3 of them out.
Oof.
The way our
Okay.
tiers work, the way the tiers work there is tier 1 is players with high expectations of both making the majors and playing the All-Stars for a number of years. Tier 2 is above average expectations making the majors and being a solid contributor. I had Belpe, Wells, J. Dom, and Sweeney as my tier 1. We discussed it a little bit, and we ripped down the other 3: Wells, J. Dom, and Sweeney. My original, I had all 4 guys in tier 1.
For me, I put J. Dom in that top tier because he had other guys like Gunnar Henderson and Grayson Rodriguez to the Orioles, which makes sense. Tristan Cassis.
I was looking at Austin
whoever.
Wells as in when you really think about an all-star catcher. I mean, it's not much. You don't have to do very much to be an all-star catcher. You're an above-average defender and okay to good hitter, and you're in. I don't see why Austin Wells can't be that.
Yeah. Well, Trevino's an all-star. He's hitting 250 with 7 homers.
Exactly.
So.
Exactly.
I mean, the pitch framing is elite.
Yeah, but I mean, we can get there. And do they look at that for all-stars? Nah, maybe a little bit, but
yeah. I put J. Dom in there 100% though.
I said, I was in all 4.
So. Yeah, I know, but it's a fun talking point, and it's a fun debate. Personally, I put Wells and Sweeney in the tier 2, and Volpe and J. Dom I think are the crown jewels of our system.
Correct. No, absolutely. I just like Wells. I like I said, I think that he's going to be above average, and at that point, that's where that is.
Right.
I mean, again, like you said, Jose Trevino made in 250 made the All-Star team. I don't see why Austin Wells can't hit 250 and give me 15 home runs, and there's my All-Star team.
Yeah, but Trevino's coming in from especially more on the defensive side than the offensive side. Is Wells going to offer?
Wells is working. Wells is working.
I know he's working. You and I had a lot of conversations about Austin Wells.
He's gonna get there. I'm confident. I told you the other day. I'm confident in this. Confident in his work, man.
All right, I'll go with it for a little bit. I still always think that he's gonna bump off to first base. I know we got Anthony Garcia down in low A ball, but I have a feeling like something's gonna if the automated strike zone and those robo umps don't come in. I think that Austin Wells' future goes to first base where that bat plays a bit better. You know, his average is going to go up, and he'll have pop going to right field.
No, I agree. I want to keep him at catcher, man. I just want to keep it there.
No, I got you. And he's a first round draft pick, so he's going to get every opportunity. Just kind of like, just like Sweeney. Sweeney's going to get all the opportunities in the world to continue to be a shortstop until they can't have him at shortstop anymore.
Yeah. No, I agree.
One of the guys that it looked like you weren't too high on right was Everson Pereira, and he's had a heck of a year too.
Great.
Him and Waldachuk have both had really breakout years this year.
I had him at 9. I mean, he was a tier 2 guy.
Yeah,
I think he's gonna have a long major league. He has a possibility of making a long major league career here and there, all stars. I mean, it's just a matter of in our system, it's real deep, especially at the top. And then I couldn't. You can't put him above Waldachuk. You can't put him ahead of Peraza. Arias it sounds like he's going to be a stud forever. You know, he's been okay so far. And then I have him.
Well, yeah, he's coming off that injury.
Yeah. And I have him below Luis Medina too. And I mean, I'm just fascinated by him. There's something about him that like I keep drawing back to him. I want to drop him. Everybody wants to keep dropping him down a little bit, say that he's a reliever only and like that kind of thing. I just something about him. I just keep attracting to him.
Yeah, he had a good game today.
Yeah.
I was about to say, like, Luis Medina just pulls you in. Like,
yeah, there's just something about him. It's like, come on, like,
he's that one that you just can't shake him. That's all it is.
Yeah, and I want to, and it seems like a lot of other prospect people they've kind of slid him down their list. I just can't do it. There's something about him. I usually, for some reason, I get stuck on a few prospects here and there, and like I want to watch them and have them succeed, and like that be my guy. Does that make sense? So that's he's one of them guys that I'm kind of like, oh, okay, that's the guy I'm going to grow.
With Medina, I think it's just his swag. Like he strikes somehow, he just struts his stuff on the mound. And it's like, yeah, I did that. What's up?
Even if he does turn into a reliever, he's going to be dominant.
Oh, absolutely. He's got electric stuff. His arm is alive. And like I said, I think it's just his confidence that it's just a grabber for people. So,
Bro, when you throwing up 103,
oh, absolutely.
you'll be strutting off that mound too.
Oh, you best believe.
That's it. Like, my concern with that is, like, I want to see 103 consistently, or like figure out what he's doing there. If he's gonna be a starter, he ain't gonna throw 103 the whole game. So we gotta trim that back down to 96, 97, so we can get some more.
You know, I don't mind still 99 with not even heavy breathing.
Yeah, that guy's just a freak, though. There's just
he is a freak.
He's a freak. There's a few pitchers that you can say that about. And
from watching him play tonight, I'm been like, wow, he just added with nothing.
He's just different level.
Or you could learn from Garrett Cole and just not let his fastball eat as much. You know, Garrett Cole used to say a couple of years ago when he was I always remember him being asked by Frank Thomas. He goes, "That fastball, do you let it eat?" And he goes, "No, I hold it back." So he has extra going. Like if he can hold it back, maybe drop it down to not 97, but say 98, 99, maybe
exactly
100, and then just tear it, kick it up when he needs it, and just when he emptied the tank, then he's still got all that in the tank. I mean, it's a done deal.
Basically, like the old thing, be a pitcher, not a thrower.
Yeah,
because like it's
those
you could
days
if
are
you
out
could
the window.
just because you could throw it doesn't mean you have the control. You need, if you got to lower yourself down to go longer and have the control for it for a longer period of time for your career, it's going to work out. Because if not, it could be like a Chapman. Look at him right now. We are all pissed off every time we see Chapman even getting ready in the bullpen.
He scares me every time. Every game.
Yep.
So, Paul, I have a question. Do you think a guy like Anthony Garcia could be a top 10 prospect by midseason next year?
Can he get rid of some of that swing and miss first? That's my big concern there. I mean, the guy's a monster, but he kind of reminds me of Darmis Garcia, our ex-first baseman that just got called up by Oakland. It kind of reminds me of him, just a tiny bit. There's just way too much swing and miss. The stroke is long. He chases a lot of stuff. He's got kind of like almost like a hitchy type of thing, and it's just too much swing and miss for me. I don't know. But I like the speed, nice, but just way too much speed, swing and miss for me.
Do you think he could cut? If he cuts that down, pretty much, you're saying top 10 easy, or is it going to be?
Oh, absolutely. If I can get like a 260 average out of him, you're going to get more balls in play, more doubles, more home runs. You're probably going to get a couple more walks here or there. It's a matter of just that. I mean, it was that I think it's down to about 190, 194. So he's batting 194. That's not going to do it.
Do you know what his K rate is? I mean, I could look it up too, but I'm just curious because he's huge.
120 Ks and 227 at bats.
Oh,
64 walks.
The walks are nice, but
the walks are nice.
Yeah, but I can't strike out.
120 strikeouts and 227 at bats.
He's striking out almost every at bat.
Yeah, that's not going to work. That's not going to play.
Man,
what are you talking about? Joey Gallo gets to do it every day.
Listen, we made a pact that we were not going to go down this road for a third straight week.
I'm just saying a name. I'm just saying a name.
That horse
go back to prospects like this, like this prospect.
But I want to rewind to the Gal because I haven't had a quick. I need a quick say on this.
Oh, no.
Only because I saw this. Only because I saw this stat today, and it blew my mind. It absolutely blew my mind. Gallo was 4 for his last 51. Hold on, Gallo is 4 for his last 51. He's about .078, where I have Esteban Florial crushing the ball, hitting 303. And I have Miguel Anderhart in 320, 321, both at AAA, both on my 40. I'm not saying DFA Joey Gallo, not at all, because I think he could be a great defender still, and he is. And he's still that threat if I need a pinch hitter somewhere.
But why not do the Phantom? Why not a Phantom IL
better in the outfield? And I think this translates to kind of what we discussed before, and like who we gonna get to play the outfields here. It blows my mind to think this guy can be 4 for his last whatever, and we keep him.
Well, it blows my mind that he's 4 for 50 whatever that you just said, and he hasn't figured and he
Four for
hasn't sat
51.
with a batting coach and the hitting coach and not figured out to change his swing.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
you know.
All right, we're done.
You-
We're done.
Hold on. One second.
One more comment, and that's
I mean, it's
One-
another 0
one
for 3
second.
tonight too. I mean,
One
all right,
second.
that's it. Jeez.
The reason, guys, you're missing the point. The reason why they keep him because he has a nice hard hit ball percentage. Analytics.
yeah, but that's what I just.
That's
said.
why he's here.
I
Analytics.
think I still think he's a threat of a pinch hitter off the bench. I think
not.
if you need a pinch hitter for some
No,
ungodly
he's
reason,
not.
whether
He's
if there's an
not.
injury,
Sandy, please
whether if there's
forgive me.
something.
Matt Carpenter is more of a threat than Joey Gallo. A
Yeah, but he needs
goldfish
to
is-
find us. We need to put him in the outfield. Matt Carpenter needs to start taking
And he
outfield.
is.
reps.
a dead fish.
Not enough.
A dead fish is more of a threat than Joe Gallo. But now I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yeah.
So well, here,
Prospects.
we're gonna switch back to the prospects. Here-
Prospects.
Yeah.
I got two names up here that I thought were one was too high and one was too low.
Shoot.
Will Warren, I think he's too low on the list.
Yes.
I think he's a high climber, and I think spoiler, I think he's going to be put into the package that they're going to present for Luis Castillo. That's who I think.
100%.
I think he's going to be one of the guys, if not the headliner, because he's been shooting up the rankings a
No,
lot.
I agree 100%. Like I could have definitely went higher with it. Just felt like again goes back to the depth in our organization. You got TJ at 20. I put Randy Vasquez at 17. I put Justin Lange at 21. I think the first round pedigree on him, that's going to come around eventually. I haven't seen a bunch of him. He was in San Diego for a little while.
Yeah, I heard about him. They really mess with him. They put bulk on him instead of teaching that guy how to pitch. So they're just reworking him.
I think in his situation, like let him get with the Yankees organization for a little while, let him work out the kinks, and I think he's got that first round pedigree, no doubt about it. I think I put Beck and Brock Selvage ahead of him. Same thing.
Yeah.
They have that pedigree behind them. They were high draft picks. Beckway, a couple good seasons, and there's Will Warren right there. I think it's all in the cluster. I think you can see Will Warren in my top 12 come at the end of the year.
That's
Top 10 at the end of the year. It's a cluster thing. It's more of like an organizational depth thing than it is a punishment of Will Warren. Anywhere else, he's a top 10 guy.
I got you. And then the guy that I think you have too high is your friend, my friend, everyone's friend, Mr. Devi Garcia.
Who?
Yeah, Mr. He's imploded for the past year and a half.
Same thing. I think he can work it. I think he can work.
He's young
enough. He's young enough.
He's 28. So I mean, I wouldn't say that's terrible. I mean, that's at that point, that's just making it to the big leagues and being an average player. I don't think he can't be an average player.
He's only 23, 22 years old still.
Yeah, I mean, why can't he? He's 20. He just turned 23. I mean, why can't he be an average player? He just needs a little bit of work. I think that again. I think this goes back to a little bit of maybe 2020 screwed with him a little bit. He did pitch in 2020 with us, but I think that screwed him a little bit, and he got hurt for a little bit there. So I think it's just a matter of like let him stay healthy a little bit and see what we got. I think he can be fixed. I think he can be fixed. 23 years old.
Paul, let me ask you this: do you think they rushed him through the system too quickly?
Absolutely. It was a matter of need at that point, and he showed up at that point and did really well. And then I think that batters caught on to him a little bit, and the whole Major League Baseball caught him onto a little bit, and I think that's what hurt him. So I think you can't shut down those numbers, like what he has and the numbers that he had put up. You can't just give that away.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think he gets part. He could be part of a trade somewhere because I think he needs a change of scenery. Honestly, I think a smaller market team that says, "Oh, look at these stats, look at what he's throwing," and I think that helps him out.
Or a rebuilding team, maybe.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
maybe
like
Cincinnati.
Oakland, Cincinnati, a Miami, Kansas City, a small market team where he can rebuild all his value and still have the chance at the big leagues, whether if it's as a reliever or in the rotation. I think he's better off as a reliever, honestly. I think you're going to see him as a 7th or 8th inning reliever, small in structure and best in spurts. he pitches like 2 or 3 good innings and then he falls apart. So if I can put him in a deal and Kansas City for instance, throws him in the pen for the 7th and 8th inning, then you got to power him out of the bullpen. He's really small. That concerns me a lot too.
He's like what, 5'5", 5'3"?
5'9".
He's like
He's
5'6".
he's like the same size
5'9".
as Pedro, or maybe he's the same size as Pedro was.
A little bit shorter.
Well, but again, Pedro's a different breed.
Well, yeah, no, I'm not comparing him. Don't get me wrong. I'm not comparing Pedro saying he's Pedro. I'm just saying the height wise, the frame. Both of them have the same frame.
Yep.
He worked Pedro in his later years obviously kind of ballooned out a little bit, but that happens to a lot of people. But prime Pedro, he was real thin.
A couple years back, he worked with Pedro. Maybe he's got to give Pedro a call again.
That's it. Send him to Pedro. Let's start a campaign. Send him to Pedro.
Hey, I'm good with it. I mean, Pedro has no, Pedro don't want to hurt us anymore.
He helped fix Severino.
Exactly.
I mean, he didn't really hurt us that much back then either. We were his daddy.
We were his daddy. That is true.
So, what makes Yoendrys Gomez a top 12 guy for you?
Or a 40-man roster guy.
Yeah, I mean, I know he has good stuff, but what is it about him? He's still in high A. Like, there's no talk of him being promoted to double A.
He's injury prone.
Yeah, he just gets hurt so much.
I don't see it.
So much. It's just a matter of, again, I think it's like he just needs to go out and prove it. He's got all the equipment.
They protected him way too early, in my opinion, too.
I mean, the fastball is crazy. The fastball is crazy. The slider's crazy. But again, it's a matter of like, he's got to go out there and actually be on the mound for more than a handful of innings at a time. And again, I think he's another one trading or sliding into reliever role. I think that slider and that fastball plays up a little bit in the reliever role, and I think he'd be okay.
Yeah, I clear him for a roster spot for a guy like Dave likes to say, Wisniewski and
Waldichuk.
Both of those guys.
I think all that stuff is going to be in the offseason. You're going to have to see all those guys get 40 man. That's a matter of that. I don't think you're going to see a lot of these guys right now that aren't on the 40 man get there. I think that has a lot to do with the act that we are in first place. We're not going to start tearing down the roster to put guys that don't need to be on there right now.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not saying now.
14 games up.
I'm talking about in the offseason.
Yeah, I mean,
of course not. Yeah, no, that doesn't make any type of sense. But he's definitely a candidate when it comes down to the 40-man crunch. Yoendrys Gomez needs to be one of those guys that the Yankees take a hard look at.
He's going to be traded in the offseason for a bag of beans, and then he's going to have an okay career somewhere, a good career somewhere. I think essentially that's what it is.
Probably
it's
the
almost like
it's
almost like with Contreras when we traded him to Pittsburgh. It's the same kind of thing. He was kind of like hanging out in the 10, 15, 20 range in the prospects. They traded him, and he's doing okay in Pittsburgh. He's not terrible. It's the same kind of thing.
But Rosani Contreras probably has a higher ceiling than Yoendrys Gomez.
At this point,
I kind of equate Gomez to like a guy like Domingo Acevedo, who's getting a cup of coffee with Oakland. You got the short end of the stick for a while because he just kept falling apart too. Exactly. So, anyway, I just don't see much value to him. Are we gonna be talking about trades today? I think that's on the docket, right?
Yeah, that's on the docket.
Further down the road. Hey, Paul, let me ask you about one guy that caught my attention on your list. What made you rate Trey Sweeney higher than Oswald Peraza when Peraza's numbers are higher than Sweeney's? What made you determine that flip-flop?
I think that's a potential thing. It's not a right now thing. I think it's a potential thing. I like Sweeney in the long run, and I like to slide him to third or maybe keep him at short or a corner outfield. But I just think it's a potential thing. I think Peraza is going to level off eventually, and you're going to get what you get. It's kind of like, but Sweeney, I think as he progresses, I think he's going to get bigger and hit a little bit more power coming up. I just think that's a potential thing more than anything. And again, I mean, it's Peraza was 5, Sweeney was 4. So it's again, go ahead and interchange that. It's the same thing, Again, I think Sweeney's one of my guys, so I'm out here grabbing for one of my guys.
I got you. I got a off the wall question. It has to do with the state of the pitching staff, the minor league pitching with the Yankees.
Yep.
so in 2020 they kind of they got rid of Larry Rothschild and they kind of did a whole revamp of their pitching system, went very heavily on the analytics.
Yeah.
Are we seeing a lot of the guys that the changeover where the players that were there from beforehand, are they adapting well or are they kind of falling to the wayside? And that's where a lot of the newer guys that are coming in are now kind of excelling because the analytics are more fresh for them and they're grasping it faster. Whereas the guys who had been there previously are having a tough time adjusting to it, even a few years now later.
That's a tough one, to be honest. I don't really know how to answer that. I'm gonna say something about like the guys that have been hanging around for a little bit, the Devies of the world, the Gomez's of the world. They're just not evolving like you want them to. They're not adapting and evolving. Guys like Waldachuk and Wisniewski, those guys are getting better. The other guys are kind of staying still or getting worse. Does that make a little sense?
No, I got you.
Yeah. No,
it's a matter of like, as you go up the levels, how are you going to turn out? And are you going to be healthy? Are you going to have success? Your success can obviously take a downward spiral quickly if a AA or AAA team catches up to you. And I think that's the matter of like some of these guys stall out a little bit and then other guys have more success as they progress.
So so in the end, just like a numbers game that
I truly
you're just going to figure it. Just going to happen, but you're just going to figure out who would happen.
I mean, it's like I have Chandler Chaplin at 34. Dude's got massive spin rate. Dude's going to shoot up the boards. I have Carson Coleman. Dude shot up the board. Some of these guys were unranked for me last year, and they shot up the board. And then I have other guys that have come off or gone real lower. I mean, Louis Cerna, dude, nobody ever talked about him. Boom, shooting up the boards. Juan Carlia, same thing, shooting up the boards. It's crazy to just watch these guys as they're shooting up the boards.
I'm just happy to see Osceola Rodriguez on the board again.
I still believe it. It's another guy I'm gripping to. I think he's a lot of people weren't very happy when I put him a little higher a couple of years ago.
I thought he's always had the stuff. I just didn't, I think it was
hasn't been put together. He got hurt for a little while, so he had to be shut down. He just hasn't put it together. And again, he's real young.
Yeah.
So again,
he's doing well in the complex league. So I mean, to say come August, after the All-Star break, come August time, for him to get bumped to low A ball is not out of the question.
Right? No, I agree. Like, he's 20 years old. Got to give him something here. And I think that's an issue with some of our minor league players too. There's not a middle ground, I guess. They're at AA and AAA. They're very succeeding and not, or they're at the lower levels and they're having a lot of success. There's no like, all right, he's a mediocre AA player. It's this is what it is. Either you got to be excited about the guys that are so low you're not seeing them for 5 years, or you're excited about like 4 or 5 guys at the very top, and you'll see them soon enough.
I got you.
Hey, Paul, I got a question about a guy that had a lot of success last year that you don't have in your top 50. Sean Boyle made it all the way to AAA last year through 2 no-hitters in July and August. What caused him to have such a setback this year?
He was like right on the outside looking in, to be honest with you. I was like really thinking about him. I was contemplating him, and I was just like, can't do it. I just can't pull the trigger. I think a little bit of his thing was, it goes back to what we discussed a few minutes ago. Like he had a handful of games in AAA last year, but this year at AA, they kind of caught up to him. It's the same thing. It's a matter of he can't necessarily get it done right now at that level. He had a handful of games at AAA and a handful of games at AA last year and did really well, but they sent him back to AA, and it's like, all right, so now everybody's seen you, and you're not necessarily, ready for AA, or you're not necessarily that, you're an okay player. Again, that's one of those guys that, like I just discussed, he's going to top out. He's going to get to the AAA. He's going to get to the major leagues and hang around for a few years, hang around for a few games and get sent back. It's just nothing. There's nothing too exciting there. I think he's got 90 strikeouts and 80 innings or something. I'm not excited about him.
He doesn't blow you away with stuff either.
He just doesn't excite me. He just doesn't.
Yeah.
do it for me. I don't know. That's the best word, I guess.
Would have been 90s with the fastball, sinker, slider type dude, and he's not.
An average
more
player.
than- yeah, he's not more.
He's
than
run of the
that.
mill.
Yeah,
Every system has one of those guys.
a couple of those guys, depending on the
Yeah.
system.
We have a couple of them guys.
Yeah.
So that's it. So it's a matter of he's just not exciting to me. That's a top 50 guy. He was literally on the outside. Like I'd probably say he was like at 65, 62, 65, somewhere.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Fair. That's fair.
All right, and Anthony Manzano, want to say what's up to you? Just shout us in the chat. Say what's up.
What's good?
What's going on, Anthony? Welcome.
So, Paul, quick question. Sorry to cut you off, Danny.
No, you're fine.
When it comes to Hans Montero, how do you see him as kind of in the elk of the Roderick Arias's, the Perazas?
No.
Or is he more like a Vargas type of guy?
He's more of a utility type of guy.
So he's more like a Alexander Vargas.
Yeah. He's not even hitting right now, though.
Well,
He's not hitting even in DSL. He's not hitting. He's hitting like 200, 194.
Oh,
So,
Vargas wasn't really hitting in low way.
But it's a matter of speed. Vargas has a bunch of speed. I mean, Montero's got good speed, but not Vargas speed. Vargas speed is totally different out of this world. And I think if we're going to talk about Vargas, I think we can stick him in the corners and during a trade too. I think someone comes calling and he gets included in the trade. I think we discussed this on a previous episode. I think he has just enough value with his speed, Vargas, that somebody will be interested in him in a utility role or like a shortstop role. I mean, Cincinnati's got like Kyle Farmer running at shortstop right now. I mean, Vargas is a little more exciting to me than Kyle Farmer. I mean, yeah, Vargas is a couple years away, but it's just that's the type of player I'm looking at. I'm like, there are certain teams that can use him to improve where they're at. I'm sure 4 years down the road.
Alexander Vargas is so swaggy, bro. Like,
I think he's a slap hitter. I think he's going to end up being a double setter. He's going to get on a bunch of times if he can figure it out and how to hit a little bit better. And let him go steal. Let him have some fun.
Sure, but he's swaggy, bro. Like the chains, the whatchamacallit, the arm pad.
I'm gonna go a little crazy,
brace, bro. Oh my!
I'm gonna go way off the rocker here. He kind of reminds me of Jazz Chisholm, not in a player sense, in a swaggy sense, not in a player sense, in a swaggy sense. And I think that if he can hit 260 to 270, he can bring that energy to a team and that athleticism to a team to actually make a difference. But he's got to hit. I mean, he's at Tampa right now. I think he's batting under 200.
That swag is going away very quickly. But
so give me 260, and I have all that swag in the world.
Hey, Paul, I got a question for the futures game that's coming up next week. Anyway, so if a person is going to get ready for this futures game, since we already know we got our own players that are going to be in there, what, as a person that has not seen anything from minor league this year, or doesn't know anything about our prospects, what should we look out for while watching the futures game?
For our team or for all around?
Our team, from our individual team. What should someone be looking out for to see?
I mean,
hopefully somebody that can beat the Cincinnati Reds
from the Yankees. I mean, the Yankees have Volpe and J-Dom. So you already know.
4-2.
Oh, 4-2. I'm lacking. Sorry.
The Yankees sent Volpe and J-Dom. You know what that is. So I mean, as far as that's concerned, you're going to see those guys against top caliber players.
True. And do you think people are going to be excited what they see from the Martian?
Of course they're going to be excited. They're going to be all over him. It's a matter of he's an attraction. As of right now, I saw a stat the other day, and I wish I'd saved it for you guys. There's actually a stat out there that when he visits ballparks, the attendance is up like a couple hundred every time. Every time they're in town, because everyone wants to see this guy.
Oh my god!
Oh, I agree with that.
Everyone wants to see. Even Somerset now. Like Somerset's been crazy since they called up Wells and they got all those guys. Somerset's been nuts. So it's a matter of those are the main attractions. That's who you're gonna go see. But this futures game looks really good. I mean, all around looks really good. Couple surprises, but I mean, there's a lot of interesting talent there. Out of every team. So,
what surprises would you say there are?
On the futures game?
Yeah. Just in general, since you would know better than all of us anyway.
I like Rafaela from Boston quite a bit. I'm jumping on that bandwagon a little bit. The kid's
Okay.
playing really out of his mind. You put me on the spot there, so I got to look up the roster.
My bad.
Alex, Ken Waldichuk. Let's see how he does against the top prospects in baseball. He has a great year in AAA.
My guy is going to bring fire.
He's only a pitch an inning. It won't matter. He's going to pitch an inning.
Yeah, but it'll be fun to watch him against the best of the best. Him, obviously J Dom and Volpe.
I'm curious to see. I haven't actually looked. So I can't actually say where he falls as a starter compared to the game too. Whether if he's even going to get an inning in the game. I have not honestly looked at the schedule for him to see where he falls. So he may not even get in the game. They might just say, "Nah, you can just be there and shake your hand and put your hand up and say, 'Hey, I'm here,' and not pitch." There's a chance of that. I don't know where he starts, or when he starts.
Well, let's move on to some trades. I know one of our viewers, Anthony Mazzano, as a panel, as Yankees fans, would you guys be willing to give up? What would we be willing to give up for Pablo Lopez from the Marlins? Asking both as the Yankees and he's a dual fan, Yankees and a Marlins fan. I don't think that Marlins are going to give up Lopez if they're building a team. If they're trying to build a contender. Him and Alcantara being a 1 and 2 combo. I don't see them dealing him. But if they were to do that, I'd probably send a package of Oswaldo Cabrera or Alexander Vargas with Will Warren, Yandres Gomez, and Domingo Germán. I mean, looking at it, who's expendable, but they're going to want a haul for him, especially looking at his numbers: 6-4, 2.86 ERA, 18 games and starts, 104 innings pitched, and 101 strikeouts, and 104 innings.
You're probably not getting Lopez. He's he's ARB eligible for the next 2 years too.
Yeah,
so he's not going to cost
you
the Marlins a heck of a lot of money.
That's going to cost you your top 5 prospects right there,
or at least two of them.
Yeah, man.
And I mean, Anthony is telling us before. He's going to tell us next. He goes, he wants the 2 guys he wants to see, the Twin Towers pitching prospects from the Marlins. He wants Perez and Fulton. So Yuri Perez, I'm all in on that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, and I wanted to see Max Scherzer come to New York too, back when he was healthy, but that didn't happen either.
Oh, he did. He went to the Mets.
I want a shot at this Pablo Lopez trade just for giggles here. If I put Medina in that trade, throw in one of the catchers, whether if it's Josh Barracks or I don't really want to give a Gomez, but maybe I would. And then throw in like Randy Vasquez and Cabrera. It's not terrible, and it's not off the wall on that one. And they get a couple of top prospects and a couple of guys that will produce. So I don't think it's off the wall.
A couple guys already on the 40-man.
Yeah, and that clears the limit.
Clear spots.
Yeah.
And the other thing
I don't think that's an off the wall trade. Either way.
No.
I think
Would
Miami
you be willing to give up? Hold on. Here's the follow up because
his answer no.
So for everyone who hasn't seen it, would you be willing to give up Jason Dominguez for Pablo Lopez?
No.
Survey says
Anthony.
If I'm going to give up J-Dom, it better be like
Juan Soto
or
Brian Reynolds, maybe.
I don't know about
David
that one.
Bednar.
I'm actually. I wasn't big onto us going for Castillo, but after seeing him pitch today, I'm actually willing to see what the Yankees would be willing to trade to get him because man.
So good thing you
asked
that up. Good thing you brought that up because this is what I got. So and I don't even think and I added to this too in light of the whole Benintendi not being vaccinated thing. I think they walk away from if they choose to walk away from the whole hypothetical Benintendi trade. This is what I would do for the Reds. I'd ask for Luis Castillo, Brandon Drury, and Tommy Pham.
Thank you. Yes.
There we go, Glaber.
For Joey Gallo, Domingo Germán, JP Sears, Josh Bro, Will Warren, and Miguel Andujar.
They won't do that.
Wait,
They
bring,
won't do
what?
bring that one. Bring that one back again, Dave.
They won't do that.
So Castillo, Drury, and Pham, if the whole Benintendi not being vaccinated thing is going to drive them away from that trade.
Go.
So I would go Castillo, Drury, Pham for Gallo, Herman, Sears, Bro, Warren, and Andujar.
They won't do that.
No.
They won't even do that.
No, that won't happen.
That's crazy.
If you're gonna get all those guys, you need to drop one of the top 10 guys in that line. On that line. They're not gonna take second, third tier guys at that point. For all of that, for Drury and the other two.
Crazy, dude.
I think if you reference another trade that the Yankees made back in 2017, 2018, I forgot the year specifically, when we got Todd Frazier and Dave Robinson back from the White Sox, we gave up Blake Weatherford in that deal, and he was our number 3 prospect at the time.
No, but not at the time. But not at the time. He was a top five. Yeah,
Right.
I was gonna say top 5 at least.
He was 3. Hence, I remember that trade up. He was number 3, and there was a bunch of other guys.
Ian Clarkin was in that deal too.
Ian Clarkin.
Yep.
And he was a number 1 draft pick from us that year or something like that, or the year the Judge year.
Yeah.
He was drafted. He was drafted right before Judge. Like literally drafted the pick right before him.
I know that this trade package I've proposed isn't going to be. I'm just saying who's expendable, in my opinion.
Yeah, but
this is my opinion.
There's a reason why
I'm looking at the way I'm looking at it right now. Like when I'm saying for Castillo, it's like I'm not looking at some crazy package right now. I'm probably it's going to be Peraza and maybe one more other piece. I think.
Well,
I think it's going to be more than that. I got so I'll tell you my trade idea has always been for Castillo, and then I'm going to answer Anthony's thing in a second because he has he put something else up there. Will Warren,
Anthony.
Yeah. So I think Will Warren, who I've been saying was shooting up the charts, I think he's going to be the headliner. I think that I've heard that they want Luis Gil. Doesn't matter that he's injured. You put the two of them together, and then you give him like you give up like a Cabrera, and you give another youngster a long way, like even like a Augustin Ramirez or something like that. Or you trade from any of your strengths. Like shortstop, we have tons of strength, so you can even do like a Hans Montero or somebody like that. And then yeah, but I still think Trey Sweeney's going to move to the corner. And to Anthony, love the chat you're giving us, my friend. You said that I'm a Yankees fan. Notice that they don't have a good number 2. Their number 2 is Sevy right now, and once he comes back full health, he will still slot back in the number 2, unless they get Castillo, and then Castillo will be their number 2.
And then he'll be a relaxed number 3.
And then he goes, he's a Marlins fan. He don't think that we're going to make the playoffs, so we're going to miss the wild card by like 6 games. Well, Marlins are going to
make the playoffs anyway.
Marlins are getting themselves ready for the future. I mean, they're going to have a lot of pitching. They're going to spend a lot of time trying to get bats. And and who knows? And listen, keep hearing the rumors that they're silently being shipped around to see who's going to buy them. So they might go through another ownership issue, another ownership change in the next couple of years.
They might be moving. They're not. They don't have.
They don't draw.
There.
Well, they don't draw. Look at what all the.
They're not good. They're not good.
They have no direction.
But they're not
the
going to
perfect
move.
team to move to like Nashville or Vegas.
Yeah,
they can't move that team. They got a 10-year lease with the city of Miami.
Exactly.
30. They got a 30-year lease. They can't move that. Yeah, it's a 30-year lease.
I'm just saying they need to move. They need.
So baseball's not going to move. Baseball won't move them until the Rays in Oakland get situated first.
Yeah.
They're going to move. They're going to be owned by Wayne Huizinga again.
They're going to bring him from the
dead.
Alive? They're going
to bring him back. They're going to bring him back. They're going to roll him in, and it's going to be like Weekend at Bernie's.
Danny, what's your trade proposal, my friend?
Well, I definitely go the Will Warren route. I throw in. It's going to hurt to say this, and I probably shouldn't be saying it, but Luis Medina, Alexander Vargas, because they're really short on shortstops and middle infield.
They don't have any catching either. That's why I was giving up Bro. They don't have any catching depth in that organization in Cincinnati.
And Steelers had a really good year at single A. Maybe they like him, switch hitter, good defender. Maybe they take a flyer out on him and try to put him on the 40 man if they're interested in him in the Rule 5. But I've given you two premier pitching prospects, both of them in the top 25. So for Luis Castillo, I give almost anything, honestly. And I've been saying this for years. Mark and I, back in like 2018, something like that, when he first debuted, I was like, yo, get me Luis Castillo. So I'm willing to do almost anything for Luis Castillo. I might be my head might be a little in the clouds, but anyone outside of our top 5 prospects, give it to him.
It's going to be tough determining that trade because the baseball trade simulator webpage has Luis Castillo listed at 38.5. And I was going through it yesterday playing with stuff, and you would have to give up, according to that website, man, you would have to give up the entire farm to get that dude.
Right.
Like, you'd be giving up Volpe and Dominguez and Peraza and Waldichuk according to that website. So,
yeah, but you also have to take a look at what we gave up for Sonny Gray a few years ago also.
3 injured dudes and a 4A shortstop. 2 injured dudes and a 4A shortstop.
But that's Oakland's fault for setting that market.
Yeah.
Dude, I still can't believe that trade went through. I still can't believe it. I'm like, they did what? Okay.
And it still didn't work out for us, unfortunately. He's the same elk like Joey Gallo. Anyway,
so Paul,
I'll slap myself.
Yeah.
The name,
all right. So we all gave our trades for Luis Castillo. Paul, what do you think the trade for Luis Castillo would be?
Gomez, because I agree with Dave. They need some catching. Hunter Wisniewski. And I'm going to throw in Cabrera, but I also want Brandon Drury back as part of that deal.
Don't you think you're going to have to give up a little bit more to get Drury back too?
Yeah, I might throw in something like a little minor, like a Brandon Lockwood type of guy, Taylor Hardman type of guy that has a little bit of potential and they're a little bit away. Something like that. Maybe Richard Fitz. I'm not throwing in too much crazy.
Where does Brandon
Greg Weishart?
Brandon Drury fits over Joey Gallo.
So
that's not a straightforward. That's not a straightforward answer to you. He fits over Joey Gallo.
Right? No, I'm not. But
that's exactly where I'm going with this. If we're gonna get another outfielder, you may as well have it included in that deal. That's where I'm looking at it. This way, you could cover everything you need right there. Outfield and one more pitcher, you got him. Boom, in one deal. I ain't gotta keep shopping around. I ain't coming.
Wow, Gallo stole a base. Mm-hmm. Hey, if we keep talking smack, maybe he'll hit a home run.
Hey, Gallo got on base is the biggest thing.
All right, so Paul, give us some other names of
actually, hold up. Time out before any more Gallo shaming. He's actually been on his on base percentage has been pretty good for the month of July. He's been on base a lot.
He's still batting
619
OPS.
I'm not saying his batting is good. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying I've been shocked. He's been getting on first base a lot in July.
Where's that horse before, Dave? Danny, I see it.
Where's that horse?
I'm trying to be.
I think there's a dead horse somewhere.
Bring it up, and you're just you're being mean, Dave. You're being a mean man.
I'm just having a good time, bro. You know how we
still got
four fingers, right? 4 fingers, right?
No. Stop.
Still stays with the 3. All right, so Paul, tell everybody who are some of the prospect names that you think are going to be will be on the chopping block or be on the move in this trade deadline.
Oh boy!
I mean, we kind of threw out some names here. We threw out Will Warren. We've thrown out possibly Medina. We've thrown out possibly
you're
Heel, Bro.
I agree 100%. But you're putting a lot of pressure on me here. I got on my chopping block. I listed it out as we discussed beforehand. I got Gomez, Vargas, Cabrera, Beckway, Will Warren, Cooper Bowen, Johnny Burrito, Barreau, Anthony Siegler, again, another Rule 5 guy, Brandon Lockridge. Something about him, I think someone's going to like him. I don't know why. He's just a hard player. He can get it done. He's a little bit above average. I think he can probably hit 260. I don't know. That's another guy I kind of like.
He's a blue collar kind of guy.
He's a hard ball player. Does that make sense? He's a ball player. He's not, he goes hard. He's kind of my guy. Taylor Hardman, Tyrone Ewing.
We like him too.
Josh Majeski, like him for the pen a lot. And if Ryder Green can prove that he's healthy, I think that he has a potential to move up. See, he was a high prospect at one point too.
He was, yeah.
So I
Do you
think
think
that
Austin
like,
Wells gets dealt in one of these
No.
packages if they get really desperate?
how desperate are we getting? What are we getting
If
for
it,
Austin?
so if Cincinnati comes and says you want Castillo, I want Austin Wells in this deal. Are you doing it? Yes or no?
How much more am I including? Am I going
I'm
one
just-
for one, or am I including like an Orlando or a Cabrera on that? And
So
like
say
a
you put
Taylor
Cabrera,
Hardman?
Sears, a Warren, and they come back and say, "Oh, we want Wells too."
No.
No,
If you're just dealing with strictly prospects,
no.
I'll
I'm not
give you
giving. I'm
Antonio
not giving up
Gomez.
both Warren
That's way
and
too
Wells in
much.
that deal, because I can
I-
make a phone call and I could go talk to another team if Frankie Montos' arm is healthy. I can go talk to him. I can go
I
talk to
would stay away from that.
again, if the arm is healthy, like I said, if the arm is healthy, I can go call Pittsburgh and go see about Quintana. I mean, he's a back end type of guy, and he's not going to cost me a bunch. Not
I
going to
don't
cost
think
me
he
a
makes the
lot.
Yankees playoff roster. Oh no.
So, and another
think
guy
he's
I
gonna
was
make a
kind of
play-
interested
yeah, go
in,
ahead.
but he's unvaccinated as well, was Brad Keller from Kansas City.
Yeah.
He had me.
That's part of the 10 squad that were unvaccinated.
Exactly. You can't bring him to Toronto.
So bringing up the whole Kansas City unvaccinated thing, do you think the Yankees steer clear of trying to bring?
No, absolutely. But I was thinking 3 days ago, Brad Keller was my answer. Brad Keller he's not going to cost me very much. Dude's a ground ball hitter. As long as I don't have Gleyber Torres playing in the shortstop, I'll be okay.
Whoa!
Sorry, Dan, I needed that dig, Danny.
Donaldson took that right off the chest.
Yes, he did.
Damn near off the chest.
He got it off his hand.
Oof.
Right on the
Yeah, but
fingers.
Donaldson's that dog we need to keep playing.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey, so Paul, here's one that we've all kind of kicked. I know Danny was kicking the can on this one. Ian Happ. What's it going to cost to get Ian Happ? Because I don't think it should cost a whole lot because he's going to be a 2-month rental.
I mean, actually, I have him on the list that I had written down, that's another reason I'm glad that. I mean, he's the left-handed bat we need. I mean, he's better from the left side than the right side. There's no doubt about that.
He's good friends with Rizzo.
I think he's a Beckway, Oswaldo Cabrera level type of prospect.
Let's do it.
I don't think, like you said, he's a rental at this point. And I mean, the Cubs already robbed us with Kevin Alcantara laying out in center field at their Double-A team.
He's already in Double-A.
Don't get me started on that. So I think that's where we're at, like a Beckway Cabrera type of player. Okay. I'd go both, and I'd throw you in like a Tyler Hardman or something like that.
That finger got messed up by Donaldson.
It did. It doesn't look good.
So, moving on to, you got something else, Paul?
No, I'm good.
You sure?
Good. I was in at the Donaldson third base thing, and I was thinking about how Peraza is going to be there tomorrow. All right.
Funny you mentioned that.
Yes.
If that's a broken finger or too bad, I think that's the guy.
He's reading my mind.
We have this. Minds. Yeah, because we got this one big debate that especially that's been coming around. Sorry to steal your thunder here, Dave. So in light of
I'm only the president of the fan club, so
I know
it's cool. It's whatever.
I'm teeing it up for you here, brother.
Mm-hmm,
so in light of reading that IKF has tied for the most errors so far this season. Going from this point forward, who should be the starting shortstop for the Yankees? Should it be Peraza or should it be IKF?
Hold on. I talked to Dave and Mark about this earlier, and we didn't discuss this part.
Yeah, we did.
So here's my thing. You knew what you were getting when you were getting IKF because he was an okay defender in Texas. You knew offensively what you were getting. He's not spectacular, but I don't think Peraza is that much more spectacular that it makes a difference. Does that make sense? Like I'm okay with IKF there.
Even with Peraza hitting better?
Yeah. And my reason behind that is I can also leave IKF at third if I need, at second base if I need. I don't want to mess with Peraza and move him all around like I can IKF if need be. That's my argument. I think they're the same player. Right now, they'd be the same player.
I disagree wholeheartedly, but I'll let you guys go. I will go last on this.
So here's where I stand on this. Beginning of the season, looking at the totality of everything, that trade needed to happen. Certain players needed to get moved. I get it. Cool. You didn't want to spend $300 million plus on any of the top tier shortstops. I get it. Oswald Peraza should have been the starting shortstop for the New York Yankees this year coming out of spring training. And, as the season has progressed, IKF has made some plays that I don't even think, it kills me to say this, that I don't even think Derek Jeter could even make. There have been just some diving plays that he has made that have just been like left my jaw on the ground. But what scares me about him is his inability to consistently throw the ball to first base without bouncing the crap out of it. You cannot have a shortstop in the major leagues that can't throw a line drive ball to first base to get the runner out. And, Peraza has proven that he potentially is a Gold Glove shortstop at the major league level. I mean, his numbers, he got off to a slow start going into the season, but in 66 games, he's 62 for 258. That's a 240 batting average, OBP of 309, slugging 402, OPS 746, 12 doubles, 0, no triples, 10 home runs, 29 RBIs, 21 walks to 66 strikeouts, and 19 for 22 on the stolen bases. I mean, I need a shortstop that can throw a ball on a line to first base and not make Anthony Rizzo work overtime. Like you've seen it in this series against Cincinnati, and even in the series before that, with the Red Sox, the Pirates, Rizzo standing over there at first base, like looking across the diamond, like, really, bro? Like, hit me in the chest.
I agree.
That's just where I'm at with it.
I agree wholeheartedly. My only argument to that is IKF's never really been a starting shortstop for a full year since 2021. He's played everywhere else. He's played third. He's played catcher. He's played second. He's played short. So he's only really had 1 year full time at catcher or full time at shortstop.
But do you want to see them?
Otherwise, I agree wholeheartedly.
So here's my other question for you then. Are you confident going into the latter part of the postseason? Like, say we get into the World Series, are you comfortable, or like Game 7 of the ALCS, are you comfortable having IKF at shortstop, knowing that you don't know if the pitch is going to hit if the ball's going to hit the first baseman in the chest, or if it's going to bounce 5 feet in front of him?
So knowing that we're going to discuss this, I actually found a good stat for this.
My dude.
So in 2021, he had 2 D-WAR, 10 defensive run saves, 19 errors, good for a 972 fielding percentage. That's not elite. I get it. But it plays. That's all I'm saying. It plays good enough.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? And this year he's at 962 and committed 10 errors with 5 defensive run saved as of this year so far in 76 games.
Yeah.
So that plays. It's not great. It's not good at all, but it's good enough. It's fine.
I don't think it's good enough to win a World Series, in my opinion. I just.
But it goes back to everything else.
You want to know what's not good enough right now to win the World Series right now, Dave? I can tell you is the way our bullpen's been playing. That's what's not really right now be doing anything, okay? Because right now our bullpen has been being horrendous. Our starting pitch is doing their job, and then we have our bullpen coming up, and they're playing like straight garbage.
No, that's fair. I'm not going to argue or disagree with you there.
Abreu, everyone's making a big deal on Abreu. He just hit a pitcher. He just did a hit. I'm like, everyone that we put in after Cortez had his debacle. Someone's had a mistake today. Like,
so I actually put
a couple
same
thing yesterday.
This is why I missed Marinaccio. He needs to hurry up and get off the damn IL.
I actually put a couple relievers on my trade bait thing.
Please,
Michael Fulmer from Detroit interests me a little bit. Bring back old friend Dave Robertson interests me a little bit. Matt Moore, left-hander from Texas, interests me a little bit. I wouldn't mind our old friend Dave Robertson back right in the 8th inning role, so we know he can handle New York, and he's been amazing in Chicago this year.
I would trade Geyser. I would trade Abreu away. Those are 2 people on the roster right now I would get rid of.
Loizaga just came off the IL, so I mean,
I don't know if I'm trading Johnny Lasagna right now.
Yeah,
he showed last year how dominant he can be when he's on.
I don't. No,
We know
no.
you don't care. We get
and
it.
Abreu. I don't understand the hype for Abreu at all. There's been so much hype for this kid, but like,
It's because of
he
what he
lets-
showed in spring training last year.
oh
or
wow,
during
oh
the season
wow,
last year.
wow. That's nice. Then that's not doing anything now. He's let it get to his head, and he ain't doing anything right now.
Listen, Albert Abreu got DFA'd by the Kansas City Royals. That should tell you enough.
Exactly.
All right, guys. I'm tired of Albert Abreu hate because he's nasty. All right,
Ooh,
he's absolutely disgusting.
And he should be a
Defender
Kansas
of
City-
Boone,
Paul,
defender
that's
of
it.
Abreu.
Well, I
Don't forget.
think you
Don't
guys,
forget, he was
you
also
know-
the defender of our boy in second. Oh my gosh,
Glaber
Defender of Glaber.
Glaber,
and defender of
exactly.
Boone.
Danny,
Well, I mean,
Danny, how many
I'm
Danny,
so
how
far
many
I'm right.
wagons are you going to
In
jump
all
on?
of those.
You're not right on Abreu.
I got you. Hold on. I'm about to pull up the stats because they've been a lot better with the Yankees than they were with everybody else. So he has an 0.96 ERA since he's been with the Yankees in 8 games. All right, 9 and a third innings pitched, 3 walks, 11 Ks. All right, he has an ERA plus of 4.05. So he's 400%
And what's about the rest
better.
of that? And what's
Hold
the
on, hold on. He's
I
400%
sense a
better.
rant coming.
I do too.
He's
I'm not even really
400%
going
better.
I'm getting my
crazy into it.
popcorn ready.
You might want to.
Hold on, let me grab my soda. This is going to be great.
400% better, and it's 9 and
Here
a
we go.
third innings pitched than every pitcher in baseball. All right. So
Paul, we
Albert
did
Abreu's
it
been
again.
nails. He's been nails. He just got it out right here. So what? He hit a guy. The bullpen as a whole over the past
Has been
week
trash
terrible.
lately. Has been
Yeah,
trash.
But that's not Albert Abreu's fault.
I
We
mean,
just take
hey,
out
he's
pitchers
been
on the
good.
mound
He's
right
been
now.
good for us since he came back. Not doubting that. My question to that is,
How long
if he
is it
was
gonna last?
that good, Texas and Kansas City, places that weaker bullpens that could have used him as a trade bait, why didn't they keep him?
They mess with him. They're allowing him to throw more sliders.
Is
and
it
more
Matt Blake?
four-seam fastballs. Yes, it's a Matt Blake.
My whole
Matt Blake
my whole
effect.
thing, they brought back Albert Abreu just to option Clark Smith. Like,
Well, do you want Clark Schmidt to get some length?
I love the conspiracy theories Dave's gets at times.
Clark
You
was
want Clark
dealing,
Smith?
man.
He
I
was,
really
but-
liked him in that bullpen role, dude.
But why would you want him in the
agree.
bullpen? But when you want him stretched out as a starter, like,
Dude,
Dave,
how
he
many
could throw
starting
6.
pitchers are you going to stockpile? You got
But that's another
you
guy that
have
As
can be
many as
traded.
you need.
But Clark
Waldichuk.
Smith's another guy can be traded right now.
that's what I'm saying. That you don't
He's
having a relief
major league
pitcher
ready
is
for
not- is
another
not-
team.
Yeah.
He's not major league ready for
Waldichuk,
our
Herman,
team.
Wisniewski, Medina's a starting pitcher right now. Like, how many starting pitchers are you going to stockpile? JP Sears, another one.
As
Many
many as you need.
as many as you need because you're going to need like 13 to get through the season.
Yeah.
And as we just found out that Sevy's got down with another injury. Or no, I shouldn't say
Here's
another
the
one, but
crazy
he's
part,
in,
like as a starting pitcher, you have more value on the trade market than you do as a reliever as well. So I think you should essentially leave every starting pitcher as a starting pitcher until you have to turn him over to reliever
Mm-hmm.
because you
I
have
mean,
do you
more
think-
value as a starter than you do.
I
as
mean,
a reliever.
Dave, remember this. Look how long it took the Yankees to turn around and have Betances as a relief pitcher. They gave him every single opportunity to be a starter. You want to give every one of these guys, you want them to have every opportunity. Because if say it all clicks for Medina, now we're talking a top of rotation kind of
That
guy.
would be lethal.
So I did find a
That's one-
crazy stat
that-
too.
What's up?
So out of the top 5 in our rotation, we've had 84 of the 88 games pitched by the top 5 of our rotation. We haven't had that.
Yeah.
Everybody
Yeah,
else.
they've only missed like
84 of
3 or 4
88 is
starts.
extremely good health.
Oh yeah.
Like that's
Mhm.
that's phenomenal for the Yankees the last 5 years that have not had good health in their rotation and have had spot starts from who knows at this point.
Well,
I mean,
Sears has 3 of them. Schmidt has, I think, 2.
Yeah, 84 of 88 have been from the first 5 guys.
Yeah.
So that's crazy. That's unheard of on the major league level at this point
Yeah.
for any team,
Especially these days, or in
Yeah,
the last 10 years anyway.
especially in New York.
So Tyler Wade made his return today. How are you all feeling about that?
Whatever. I don't care. I want to talk about IKF though.
Are we back at the beginning of the show bringing him up again?
Yes, yeah, we already talked about it.
Tyler Wade.
Tyler Wade
is
over
not worth our
IKF.
time. He's not worth our time. No, he's not worth our time. So this is astounding to me. This is absolutely astounding. When it comes to IKF and his hard hit percentage, it's almost non-existent. he hits, I think it was like 15% or 18% soft hit balls, 62% medium, and only 19% of balls put in play have been considered hard hit. Out of all the balls he's put into play, 119 have been on the ground compared to 55 line drives. Like, that's really bad. His BABIP is 312. His batting average is 270. But there's no oomph behind it. There's nothing behind it. It's just solid. No. So, the stolen bases are nice, right? When he does get on base, he only walks 5% of the time. He only Ks about 13% of the time. But the fact that he doesn't hit the ball hard, and these are all career lows for him. A couple of years ago, it was a little bit higher than the 19. It was in the 20s, which is still not good, but that's manageable. It's pretty terrible. Now, defensively, according to Fangraphs, he's got, I think, a 2 defensive run saved. According to Field and Bible, as of today, he's got 3 defensive run saved, which is good for 15th in all of baseball. So he's middle of the road defensively as a shortstop, right? He's athletic. He makes the plays that some shortstops can't make, but he's having trouble with the routine play, right? When you go look at a guy like Peraza, 10 homers, batting average 240, I don't care about that. But his slugging is around 400. He gets on base 300% of the time. So when you get to the big leagues, you expect, maybe the batting average is not going to be there, but the power is going to be there. I would like someone at the bottom of the lineup to provide more than just a single with runners in scoring position. Like, if you need a sac fly, a guy like Peraza will put the ball in play and hit it deep enough to get that sac fly. And if he's already going to provide that Gold Glove defense like Cashman says he is, like, why not take a flyer on a guy like that? He's young. Throw him out there short every day and see what happens.
Yeah. Totally agree with you, bro.
Yeah. I just need to get that off my chest.
No, I'm good with it. I just want to keep IKF around a little bit. But yeah, might as well just give him a shot, hit him in the 8 or 9 hole, be done with it.
Well, at that point, why not just have IKF as your super utility, kind of like DJ?
That's what I like. That's what I
play
said.
third base. Yeah, with
played
Donaldson
everywhere.
gone after. Yeah, Donaldson's
Well,
gonna go
then,
soon.
at that point, somebody's gonna go. So who are you getting rid of? Marwin? Getting rid of Carpenter?
Goodbye, Marwin. Goodbye.
Marwin's got to go.
I got no problem with Marwin going.
All right, let's switch gears for a quick second here. So on Monday we have the MLB draft coming up, and I know the Yankees are picking the 24th or 25th slot.
25.
Yeah, 25. So I know that we're that right there they're not going to be getting any of the quote unquote high draft picks, and this year is really big for the high school bats. I think they got the top 4 prospects for the draft are all high school bats. You got Drew Jones, Elijah Green, Tamar Johnson, and Jackson Holiday. The 4 of them are lights out and seem to be head and shoulders above everybody else. So, thinking of the best of the rest, Paul, what are some of the names that we should all be thinking about? We're hoping that one of these names will be called. One of the names will be called.
At our number down there, I like Connor. I'm not sure I pronounce his name. Prelip. He's from Alabama. He's a left-hand pitcher. Like him quite a bit. He's coming off Tommy John. That's another reason I think the Yankees will be interested. They don't have issues drafting guys with Tommy John. So that's not a thing here. He had the Tommy John, and then he opted not to pitch in 2022 while he was working his way back. He pitched quite a bit of bullpens and side sessions in front of the scouts, and they all seemed like they were pretty happy with it. He's got the mid-90s sinker, the 2+ slider. He's 14 or 15 months post-operation. I think that's a guy. And then another guy I like that just underwent Tommy John surgery that I don't think gets to us is Dylan Lesko, high schooler at Georgia. I'd love for him to fall, but I don't know if he falls enough because it was just Tommy John surgery this spring. But I don't think he falls enough. Otherwise, he's the top pitcher on the board. Hands down, if he doesn't have surgery, he's gone top 10. but
Oh, yeah.
he might drop a little bit with that Tommy John. As far as other people I like for outfielders, Spencer Jones from Vanderbilt, outfielder, big kid, 6'7", no speed, no defense. He's literally going to be like a corner outfielder, first baseman, DH type, but the power galore. Like, the power's ridiculous.
They keep on saying he's a left-handed Aaron Judge.
Yeah, he's 6'7". He's the same height, and we had to,
But
I want Spencer Jones so bad. I'm a Vandy guy, and I watch him all the time when I watch college baseball. Bro, I think about him in right field or first base, wherever they put him, and I just see him hitting tanks at Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, and he's just a monster. But again, there's gonna be a lot of swing and miss. I think.
I don't care. Give me the power. You can work on swing and miss.
A lot of swing and miss. Another guy I like is Tucker Tomlin from high school in South Carolina. A little bit of questions about his range and his defense at third, but he makes contact and he drives that ball. And as he gets bigger, he's gonna drive it out. And later in the draft, I like Tyler Locklear. He's an infielder for VCU. Mm-hmm. He holds the single season VCU home run record and RBI record in the season. But he's not a first day guy. He's not a first round guy. He's probably a second or third round guy, even maybe past that. But I like him quite a bit. I've been watching a lot of tape of him. He's just a good player. He's just solid, nothing too out of the ordinary. Shortstop, no way, you don't need one. But Eric Brown from South Carolina comes to mind. Same thing. Like he just has athleticism and talent. He just kind of oozes that. He's got a little bit of funky swing, but they can work. It's workable, if that makes sense. And I kind of like to stick it to Boston a little bit and go sign Judd Fabian from Florida. Just like I'd like to just go get him. I mean, he did the same thing. He didn't improve or get any worse in college this year. I mean, he literally he didn't help his stock or hurt his stock. So if you can get him late first or in the second somewhere, go for it. He's another big power guy. Just to stick it to Boston, just to see you signed him and they couldn't. That's essentially where I'm going with that.
How about a guy like Kumar Rocker? I know he may not fall to us, but just in general, what do you think he falls into the mix?
So much injury risk.
I was going to ask about that too, Danny.
So much injury risk.
You think he's a day 2 guy? I think Kumar goes day 2. I don't think he goes day 1.
I can see like mid-second rounds. I think he dropped a little bit. He took a lot of time
rounds
off.
Close to where we're going to be.
So he took a lot of time off and like he just I don't know. He just never pushed that needle after Vandy for me. If that makes sense.
Well, he's pitching with the Frontier League.
Yeah,
he's pitching well in Tri-City. In Tri-City. But I mean, what are you facing there? What you're facing there is guys from smaller schools than you were facing at Vanderbilt. In theory.
Yeah.
So you should be crushing the Frontier League, the independent scene. You should be killing them. That's my only argument there. At Vandy, he faced bigger schools with better prospects than they're on the Frontier level independents. And nothing against those guys. Those guys grind and work real hard, but it's a matter of the level of competition. It's probably better at a top tier Division I school than it is an independent league where you're in a community college and D2 guys.
Yeah,
but also I think for Kumar Rocker, it's not about the numbers he's putting up, like strikeouts or the batting average against. It's more along the lines of the velocity, the look on his slider, everything else, and just showing that he's healthy. Put the numbers of innings he can put up. Those are the numbers I think for him right now is what's important to show that shoulder surgery he had in September. I think it was September, October. Yeah. Like he's recovered, he's healthy, that he can then move forward. There's no problems with the elbow. It's he's pushed past everything. He's ready to rock and roll.
I mean, dude was throwing 100 miles an hour. I can see him in a pen somewhere as well. And a team that I actually saw that was connected to him was Oakland was a little bit interested in him. I saw that because they could go sign him on the cheaper side.
A guy like Oakland, right? Signability is going to be key for Oakland.
Yeah.
And then you could throw him in the bullpen after a couple of innings at AA, AAA, see how he is, and then
7th, 8th inning guy.
You may have a stud right there ready.
Yep,
I agree. He's not on an innings limit. He's ready to. He's almost big league ready. You could argue.
Yep.
So
Nope.
I really
Agreed.
like a guy like Kumar.
Or you could go to a contender. You could go to a contender and help in the bullpen right off the jump.
A
Yeah,
Chris
but I mean, it's
Sale type
almost
of
like
situation. David Price.
the one argument to that is what Durbin Felton happened when he was in North Carolina and he came to Boston. They thought he was going to come right up, and as he progressed, he sucked. I mean, he didn't suck, but he was just an average guy, and now he's stuck. I believe he's at AAA now. So, like, that's the argument to that too. Like, you thought he was coming quick to help you out this year, and he couldn't, and now he's still stuck.
Brandon Finnegan for Kansas City a couple years ago when they made that
Yep,
run.
no.
So,
And now he's
I don't know.
in. I don't even know where Brandon Finnegan is anymore. He's
I
somewhere.
don't think he's in baseball. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe he's in Cincinnati still. I guess I don't know where he's at. This was like almost 7 years ago at this point. I
Yeah.
mean, that's a lifetime for some players that play, professional baseball.
So, getting at the draft a little bit. I keep an eye on my home state of Rhode Island. So this one guy,
I know where you're going with this.
Ben Sears from East Providence, Rhode Island. My cousin Bobby knows him personally. Works out at his facility in East Providence. He's with the University of Houston. He used to pitch for the Community College of Rhode Island. In high school, he got the Gatorade Player of the Year award 5 years after another Rhode Island native, Michael King, won it in 2013. Sears won it in 2018. This year, University of Houston, 6-3, 12 saves, 3.10 ERA, 48 strikeouts, 16 walks, 66 and 2/3 innings pitched. I was joking with my cousin Bobby earlier in the week. I was like, hey, man, I don't know, like, see him come to the Yankees. He's like, no, I want to see him go to the Red Sox. But, best of luck to Ben Sears, putting Rhode Island on the map. Rhode Island doesn't really have a long history of baseball players. Our latest claim to fame in the last, 20 years has been Rocco Baldelli, Danny Wheeler, and Jay Rainville, who didn't make it past, I think, AA for the Twins at one point. So best of luck to him on draft day, and wherever he ends up, hope he has a great career.
Probably be like
All right.
somewhere like Minnesota or something like that, because a Boston fan and a Yankee fan will both want him.
I saw something about Sears. Now I just said something. Baseball in America, I think, rated him with like the best. I think it was best breaking ball in the AAC.
AAC, yeah.
I believe I saw that on Baseball
ACC,
America
yeah.
the other day. Yeah, so I did see something about him the other day.
Yep.
Since we're talking about the future, who's happy that there's no Yankees in the home run derby? Because I'm extremely happy
Very
about
happy.
that one right there.
I said that. I talked to Mark about that the other day. Stanton's not getting hurt. He's not pulling the oblique. I understand he didn't do it when he won, but stay away from that. I don't want you to mess up your swing. I don't want you to get hurt.
Have fun,
Period.
Pete Alonso. Have fun, old
Mess
man
up your
Pujols.
swings, anything. I'm excited for the Albert Pujols thing. I like that new thing that they did with the All-Star game where they
brought in like
where they added on a guy. I
retiree.
love it. That was awesome.
That is cool. It's gonna be
Hey,
a good
Paul,
one.
I'm looking
Legacy
at
pick.
Paul. I'm looking at these two lefty pitchers from Florida. Not the University of Florida. Excuse me, from Florida high schools. You got Brandon Pereira from American Heritage, and then you have Jackson Ferris from IMG. You think you are they going to be? Are they day two kind of guys, or will they be?
Pereira's definitely a day one type of guy. He's got a triple digit fastball with the slider, and the spin on that slider is disgusting. He's working on that changeup and that curveball. Last time I saw a video, he was working on a little bit on that. Good command, no height, little short. I think he's like 5'10", 5'11". I've seen him listed at 6'2" somewhere, but I've also seen him listed at 5'10" somewhere.
Yeah, the MLB pipeline has him at 6'2", 180 pounds.
Yeah, and I also saw, I think it was, I want to tell you Baseball America or something, but I don't remember exactly where they had him listed, like at 5'11". I haven't actually seen, and I know it's kind of skinny, I had a little bit of weight. And who was the other one? I didn't get you.
No problem. The other one was Jackson Ferris. He's a lefty.
From IMG, right?
From IMG.
He's
6'4". Yeah, he's 6'4", 195.
Yeah, that's like one of those bodies that the scouts love. I think that's a situation there. Just a big kid altogether. I haven't seen too much of him. I saw that he had some like mid-90s fastball stuff. Average curve, average changeup. Probably can get a little bit better. And he's got a weird delivery, I think. I saw him like a high 3/4 delivery if he's going quick. So I'm a little concerned about that. When I saw the video on that the other day, I watched some MLB draft video stuff, and he had some quirky delivery kind of thing.
I mean, for him, there MLB's trying to say if everything clicks for him, he's a number 2, number 3 type of guy.
Absolutely, no, there's no doubt. I mean, both those guys are top 25 to 30 picks. Again, depending on side ability, you don't really know about that stuff till we get there. Both those guys can go off and not sign. So it's a signability type of issue with those guys.
Oh yeah, well, Pereira is a Vanderbilt commit, so I mean that's gonna be that could be a tough one right there. The other one, Jackson Ferris, is an Alabama guy.
Right, both of them guys can definitely go to college, and that's that. So
I ain't going to Alabama. Sign me up to the big leagues. Let me see what I can do there.
Fast track. Couple games at FCL, and we'll just fast track you, Danny.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Danny. I've driven through the state. I didn't even want to be there.
I lived in Mississippi for too long, and Alabama. The nicest part is
worse.
Mobile. Yeah. And I don't know where the University of Alabama is, but I wouldn't want to go there. At least you want to go to college games, but you can do that as a minor leaguer and have money in your pocket. I don't know, whatever.
Alabama, the University of Alabama is in Tuscaloosa.
Okay, yeah.
I still don't know where that is. It doesn't matter to me.
Me either. It doesn't. Exactly. That's why signability is a thing.
All I know about Alabama, there's Alabama, and then there's Clemson. That's all I know.
But you know what does matter to me? Dave, what polls do we have this week?
So we have one. I think we got 3. So this one's from July 12th. It was when Judge was having the off day against the Red Sox. Are you concerned about Judge not being in the lineup? The game after an off day, 40.6% said yes. 43.5% said, nah, he'll be okay. And then 15.9% thinks the sky is falling, with very, very concerned. 69 votes contributing to that, as it all proved he's fine. The sky is not falling. Armageddon has not come down upon us. So relax, have a glass of whiskey, you'll be fine. Moving on. Or in Alex's case, he likes to say, have a Xanax.
Whoa. Thank you. I had no idea where you were going to go there, sir.
I'm kidding.
But then again, if you were in our chat, people, and you heard how Dave goes, he needs a Xanax.
No, not me, my dude.
You hear this man talking all kinds to you right now in our chat. It's F.
Definitely not safe for work environment. Our group chat by any means.
And then like we look at it like, you know, like maybe an hour later, like, what happened with Dave? This man needs a Xanax.
Nobody talks to me either. It's like it goes like 2 hours silent. It's like, what'd I do? Then Mark will text me on the side, hey buddy, you good? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. What? Yeah, just saying.
Paul, we need to get you in this so you hear that times.
Sign me up, guys. I'm in the other one on Facebook. I'm in there all the time. You guys know that.
You should see the one I have with Chris Knott and Scott Freyer from our boys over at Bronx Baseball and Beer. That one is definitely not safe for work. Just saying. Those guys are good.
Wait, can I ask you what chats do you have that are safe for work?
Yeah, right.
Not a lot. Actually, not a lot. Where is this one? Come on, Twitter.
I'm surprised.
You gotta be kidding me! Seriously, come on.
There's.
Hey, Dave, you can have your little rant now. Licky gave up a run in the top of the 10th.
That's it. Sky's falling.
Yeah.
Get your Xanax ready, Dave.
So the other one, I thought it was a little bit earlier in the week, so it was 2 days before the last one. We're trying to bring back Twitter Spaces. We're trying to get engagement from our followers on Twitter. So I put this one out here as to how people would like us having Twitter Spaces during the games to kind of break it up a little bit between episodes. And 7 votes contributed. Really, people, get your votes up. Let's go. Come on.
I voted.
What was the ending result?
So end game result: 57.1% said they love it, and 42.9% said, not so much. So whatever.
Okay.
Pound
How
sand.
long can we do a Twitter poll?
For days. You can do it for days.
There's 2 days left on this one. There's 2 days left on that one.
The way this one's
and
going right now,
funny-
we're going to promote one, everyone. So if you're hearing it right now, get ready for the next one. Not the one that's out, but the next one that you see. Vote on that one. When this episode drops, we're going to put that out for a whole week.
So this is the latest one that is out there for another 4 days. So people, get your votes in while your votes still count. Who should finish the year as the Yankees shortstop? I told you guys would be talking about this tonight with our good friend Paul. 32 votes so far, and we still got 4 days left. So 34.4% say IKF and 65.6% say my guy. Oswald Peraza should be the starting shortstop for the rest of the 2022 season.
Let me go fix my vote right now and make sure I say IKF.
That's all we got for the polls.
Danny had his whole family voting for Peraza. That's all. Danny asked everybody. He even had everyone sign on.
He had everyone downstairs. Remember, he already said mom-in-law is downstairs and everything like that.
Good time.
So, anybody got anything else before we wrap this up?
I wanted to bring up one thing. I wanted to bring up one quick thing when we were talking about the MLB draft. I'm concerned that the NILs that football players are getting may translate to baseball eventually. Not anytime soon, but that would affect the draft quite a bit too.
I'm just waiting for. I think it's gonna really should affect the draft too. I think the next CBA. Well, the international draft is a different ballgame, and that's on they're on the clock right now. I mean, they got about 10 more days before that thing falls apart. Because they're supposed to get something ironed out by July 25th, and it doesn't seem like they're anywhere close to making negotiations for that.
That's no bueno.
But I also think that at some point they got to start enabling everyone to trade draft picks. Like this now,
they have that now.
Well, they have it. They have it for like the compensation.
Yeah, they have that for some of the compensation picks.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm talking like top.
No, I agree. I'd be all
well,
for
everybody, like all the other sports.
At that point, it would be easier to trade for an ace or trade for a big caliber guy, kind of like the NFL. You can trade your first round high draft picks and go get a guy, and I think that'd be quite a bit easier trading for the ace pitcher for the great outfielder.
Wow. Right. Anybody else?
Sorry, I'm.
Hopefully, Yankees can come back and win this game.
Yeah,
that's what we're all hoping right now. Wow. Thanks, bullpen. You did it again.
I said the other day, you guys.
Flipping Reds, dude. Like
Lucas Litley needs to be DFA'd. I told you guys that the other day in the chat.
I'm not shocked on the Reds though.
Domingo Herman comes back.
Like he's had an 0.96 ERA over the past 6
Dave, from this whole series that I've seen, the problem that the Reds have is in like basically their outfield, and they don't have the strength in the bats. But their pitching, it's not that bad at all.
Either that or we're playing down to their level.
We're just not. We're in the roughest stretch of the year for us. Just kind of Peter pattering to the All-Star break. You know, these guys
limping to the All-Star break.
Yeah,
True.
I think you have a point playing down to the competition. But I just feel like Judge is in the slump.
It all started with Cleveland. It all started with that Cleveland series. And then went to Pittsburgh, Boston. Well, we split with Boston the first time around. This series. Then you got Boston coming in Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I don't know. Whatever. We good?
Yep. Fairly.
Go ahead, Mark.
Alibis?
Take it out. Take it out, Mark.
Take us out.
Davey boy, you got anything else to say? No, Paul, let everyone know where they can find you at on all forums.
Paul Woodin with the number 1 on Twitter, and on Project 1500, I drop Yankees articles like once a month, just about different things about prospects, player profile, or just something I find that that'd be fun to write about.
There you go. Everyone, go check out his writings on Prospects 1500,
and follow this man. He's gonna go.
Thank you, guys.
Do big things.
Appreciate it, fellas. I'm always willing to get on. You know that.
Exactly.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, follow him on Twitter, follow him on Instagram, all that fun stuff.
Yep. So, and I know I sound like a broken record, but I keep thanking Ethan Skolnick and Joe Fasaro and the rest of the staff at 5 Reasons. Thank you so much, you guys, for bringing us on and letting us be a part of your network. And definitely looking forward to grow this relationship going forward. To our sponsor, Lids, thank you again for bringing us along and sponsoring this podcast. Everybody, be sure to still check out that link tree. Go to the Lids link. Check out the sales, the products that they got. Good stuff, especially with the All-Star game coming around the corner. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. And then you can also listen to us on Apple, Google, Spotify, CastBox, Podcast Republic, Podcast Addict, and hit up our link tree. All our content's there. Our YouTube channel is there. Thank you to our international audience, everybody listening in the United States, Puerto Rico, Canada, Mexico, Venezuela, UK, Chile, Australia, the Bahamas, Brazil, France, and Germany. You guys are awesome. And so all of our other followers, we couldn't do this without you guys. And it's been a blessing for 32 weeks. So 32 weeks and going strong. So for Mark, Danny, Alex, and Paul, I'm David, Bronx Muchachos, signing off.
Bye-bye, everybody.